Are your thoughts running non-stop, keeping you stuck, stressed, and drained? Overthinking can feel like a trap, holding you back from feeling confident, happy, and in control of your life. But here's the truth. You don't have to stay stuck in your head. You can break free and take back your peace. In this video, we're unlocking 6 powerful Buddhist teachings that will help you stop overthinking and start living with clarity, focus, and calm. These timeless lessons aren't just spiritual. They're practical tools you can use every day to quiet the noise in your mind and build the inner strength to face any challenge. If you're ready to let go of constant worry, boost your focus, and feel truly present, this video is for you. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have the mindset shifts you need to finally take control of your thoughts and your life. 1. Focus on now. How often do you catch yourself replaying the past or stressing about what's ahead? Maybe you lie awake at night thinking, what if I had done things differently? Or what if tomorrow everything goes wrong? Overthinking traps us in this endless loop, draining our energy and stealing our peace. But here's the truth. The past is over. The future hasn't happened yet, and the only real moment we ever have is now. The Buddha reminds us, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. These words hold the secret to calming your restless thoughts. By shifting your attention to this exact moment, you release the weight of regrets and the fear of what's next. Overthinking fades because your mind finally stops fighting battles it can't win: the past and the future. Imagine this moment right now. You're listening to these words, breathing, alive. This is life, unfolding right here. When we truly live in the now, we feel lighter, calmer, and more connected to ourselves. There's a story about a Buddhist monk walking by a rushing river with his young student. The monk steps into the water with ease, but the student hesitates, filled with fear. What if I fall? What if the river sweeps me away? The monk turns and says, the river always flows, but the only way to cross is to trust this moment. Step forward now, and you'll find your balance. This story teaches us something powerful. When we obsess over the what-ifs of life, we freeze. But when we anchor ourselves in the present, we can face any challenge with calm and clarity. So, how can you practice this today? Start small. Focus on your breath for a minute. Notice the sounds around you. Feel your feet on the ground. These simple acts pull you out of overthinking and into the peace of the now. Life is always moving, and the only way to move with it, without fear, without regret, is to fully live this moment. 2. Let go of what you can't control. Do you ever find yourself stuck in your head, replaying the same thoughts over and over? Maybe you keep imagining worst-case scenarios, worrying about what might happen, or clinging to something you wish you could change. The harder we try to control everything around us, the more we suffer. Overthinking doesn't protect us. It traps us in stress, anxiety, and frustration. The Buddha taught, suffering is not caused by external events, but by our attachment to them. In other words, it's not the situation itself that causes us pain. It's how tightly we hold on, refusing to let go. Every time we obsess over something we cannot change, we're choosing to carry unnecessary suffering. So, how do we break free from this cycle of overthinking? The first step is simple, but not always easy. Accept what is. Life will always have uncertainty, challenges, and moments we wish were different. But fighting against reality only drains us. The moment we let go of the illusion of control, we create space for peace. Ask yourself right now, is this something I can control? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, then let it go. Don't waste your energy pushing against something that won't move. When you release that mental weight, your mind becomes lighter, calmer, and more focused on what truly matters. There's a story of a wise monk who watched a man struggling to push a massive boulder uphill. No matter how hard he pushed, the boulder wouldn't budge. Exhausted and frustrated, the man cried out, "Why is this so hard?" The monk calmly replied, "Why are you pushing something that will never move? Let go and you will see the path clearly." This story is a reminder that sometimes the most powerful action isn't to fight harder, it's to stop fighting entirely. Letting go doesn't mean we don't care. It doesn't mean we're weak. In fact, letting go is strength. It's the courage to release what we cannot change so we can focus on what we can. When you stop trying to control everything, your thoughts begin to quiet down. Anxiety loosens its grip. Overthinking fades because your mind is no longer stuck in battles it cannot win. Remember, true peace comes not from controlling life, but from flowing with it. Free yourself from the chains of overthinking and you'll discover the calm and clarity that has been waiting inside you all along. 3. The power of simplicity. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel like life is spinning out of control. We're surrounded by constant noise, notifications, deadlines, endless to-do lists, and the pressure to be enough. We worry about our careers, our relationships, our image, and a future we can't predict. Each day feels heavier, as if every new thought, every new worry piles another stone on our shoulders, and the more we try to keep up, the more overwhelmed and exhausted we feel. But Buddhism offers a timeless solution. Simplicity is the key to happiness and peace. It's not about chasing more achievements or possessions or trying to become something we're not. It's about letting go of what doesn't serve us and returning to what truly matters. When we simplify our lives, our actions, our environment, and even our thoughts, we begin to release the heavy burdens we've been carrying and step into a lighter, calmer way of living. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us of this truth. In the Dhammapada, he said, "There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path." What does that mean? It means happiness isn't something we need to chase, like a finish line we must reach someday. It's not hidden in material success, social validation, or endless striving. Happiness is already here, waiting in the simplicity of the present moment, if we're willing to stop overcomplicating life. Think about how much of our stress and anxiety comes from mental clutter, overthinking the past, fearing the future, comparing ourselves to others, and constantly chasing after more. What if we chose to pause? What if, instead of complicating life, we allowed ourselves to simplify it? In Zen philosophy, there's a principle called shibumi, the beauty and power of simplicity. Zen monks live by this belief, understanding that life's deepest peace and meaning aren't found in doing more, but in needing less. A Zen master once said, "The simpler the life, the more profound the meaning." When we quiet the noise, reduce distractions, and let go of unnecessary worries, every breath and every moment starts to feel richer. Imagine waking up tomorrow without the weight of constant mental noise. You don't feel the need to overthink the past or predict the future. You're not endlessly chasing something just out of reach. Instead, you're present. A quiet morning coffee, the feeling of sunlight warming your skin, the sound of the wind through the trees. These small, simple moments we often overlook, become powerful sources of peace and fulfillment. Ask yourself this: how much of your stress is truly necessary? How much of your mental clutter is self-created, born from trying to control things you can't, or worrying about things that haven't even happened yet? The truth is, most of the heaviness we feel isn't from life itself. It's from the extra weight we add to it. By choosing simplicity, we create space for clarity and calm. We stop overthinking, stop chasing, and finally allow ourselves to be. Life doesn't have to be a constant battle or an endless race. It can be peaceful, meaningful, and even joyful if we let it. And simplicity doesn't mean avoiding life's challenges or responsibilities. It means shifting our perspective. It's about asking yourself what truly matters right now. What can I let go of? What can I simplify today to feel more grounded and at peace? When you start to simplify your environment, your thoughts, even your schedule, you'll notice something powerful. Life feels lighter. You become more present, more grateful, and more connected to yourself and the world around you. Happiness stops being something you chase, and instead it becomes something you naturally feel in the quiet moments you once overlooked. In the stillness of simplicity, your true self emerges. Free from distractions, free from endless what-ifs, you can finally hear your inner voice, the one that knows peace isn't in having more, but in needing less. So today, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, ask yourself, what can I simplify? What can I release to make life feel lighter? When you embrace simplicity, you'll discover a truth that many of us forget. Happiness isn't complicated. Peace isn't somewhere far away. They're already here, waiting for you, in the simplicity of this moment. 4. Your thoughts don't define you. Have you ever felt like your mind is drowning you? One thought leads to another, and suddenly you're spiraling, reliving old mistakes, worrying about the future, or replaying conversations that already happened. Your brain feels like a stormy sky filled with dark, swirling clouds, each one demanding your attention. You can't focus, can't relax, and it feels like you're trapped in your own head. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the truth that can change everything. You are not your thoughts. The Buddha's wisdom offers us a powerful way to deal with this mental chaos. He taught us to view our thoughts like clouds drifting across the sky, impermanent, constantly changing, and never truly a part of who we are. Just as clouds pass and the sky remains, our thoughts come and go, but our true essence, the awareness beneath those thoughts, remains untouched and steady. The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This reminds us that our reality isn't shaped by what happens around us, but by how we relate to the thoughts inside our heads. The problem isn't that thoughts arise, they always will. The problem is when we grab hold of them, believe every single one, and let them control how we feel and act. So, how do we break free from this trap of overthinking? It begins by changing our relationship with our thoughts. We stop clinging to every worry, regret, or fleeting idea that appears in our mind. Instead, we allow them to flow without resistance, without judgment, just like leaves floating gently down a river. Imagine yourself sitting on the bank of a calm river. As the water flows by, you notice leaves drifting along the surface. Do you jump in and try to hold on to every single leaf? Of course not. You simply watch, knowing that each leaf will pass and the river will keep flowing, smooth and steady. Our thoughts work the same way. When a thought arises, whether it's fear, self-doubt, or a random distraction, we don't need to fight it or hold on to it. We simply acknowledge it. There's a thought, and let it move along. The more we practice this, the less power our thoughts hold over us, and the calmer and clearer our minds become. Buddha's teachings remind us, our life is shaped by our mind, for we become what we think. But here's the key. This doesn't mean you must control or suppress every thought. It means learning to observe them without attachment. Because when we stop identifying with every passing thought, we create space for peace, clarity, and balance. This isn't about ignoring your thoughts or pretending they don't exist. It's about seeing them for what they truly are, temporary visitors, not permanent truths. The more we let them flow naturally, the less we feel consumed by them. Over time, the endless storm of mental chatter begins to fade, replaced by moments of calm presence. Here's a practice you can try today. The next time your mind feels overwhelmed, pause and take a deep breath. Close your eyes and imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across a blue sky. Watch them come, watch them go. Remind yourself, these thoughts don't define me. I am the awareness beneath them. When we remember this truth, we no longer feel stuck inside the whirlwind of overthinking. Instead, we discover a steady calm within ourselves, a sense of inner freedom that isn't shaken by every passing thought. As you go through your day, hold on to this teaching. Your thoughts are like passing clouds. They don't stay forever, and they don't define you. The more you let them drift, the more you'll uncover a deep, natural peace that's been inside you all along. 5. Use mindfulness and breath to quiet the mind. In today's fast-paced world, our minds rarely rest. Thoughts bounce from one worry to another, unfinished tasks, uncertain futures, lingering doubts. This constant stream of mental chatter can make life feel heavy, as if peace is always just out of reach. Yet there is a practice, both simple and powerful, that can dissolve this mental chaos and bring you back to a place of balance. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being completely aware of the present moment. It's not about forcing the mind to go blank or trying to suppress thoughts. Instead, it's about watching what arises, your feelings, sensations, and thoughts, without judgment and without letting them carry you away. It's a gentle shift from being lost in your head to simply being aware of what's happening now. One of the easiest ways to cultivate mindfulness is through conscious breathing. Whenever your thoughts begin to spiral or anxiety starts to build, pause and bring your attention to your breath. Feel the air as it enters your lungs. Hold it for a second. Then release it slowly, noticing the subtle relaxation that follows. Every breath becomes a lifeline, pulling you back from distraction and into the calm of the present. The Buddha shared a timeless truth. When the mind is tranquil, the breath flows smoothly. Our breath and mind mirror each other. A restless mind leads to shallow, rapid breathing, while steady, intentional breathing can quiet even the most turbulent thoughts. By focusing on your breath, you interrupt the cycle of overthinking and invite calm to settle in. Think of this practice like watching a stream. Imagine your thoughts as small leaves floating by on the water. If you try to grab each one, the water churns and becomes disturbed. But if you let the leaves drift past without interference, the stream remains calm. Your mind works the same way. When you stop clinging to every thought, your inner world becomes still and clear. Over time, consistent mindfulness practice rewires how you relate to your thoughts. Instead of being swept up by every fear, regret, or what if, you begin to observe them like passing clouds. They may appear, but they no longer control your mood or your peace of mind. Each mindful breath strengthens your ability to return to this steady awareness, no matter how chaotic life feels. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember, your breath is always here, waiting to ground you. With every inhale and exhale, you reconnect with the only moment that truly matters, the one happening right now. Through this simple practice, overthinking loses its grip and peace naturally returns. 6. Embrace impermanence. Life is always moving, always shifting. No matter how heavy things feel right now, no storm lasts forever. The Buddhist teaching of impermanence reminds us of a simple but powerful truth. Everything changes. Every thought, every emotion, every situation, whether joyful or painful, is temporary. This includes your worries, your fears, and the endless cycle of overthinking that may feel like it's consuming you. The Buddha said, "All things that arise will pass away. Walk with awareness." These words remind us that nothing is fixed. Every struggle, no matter how overwhelming, is like a wave. It rises, peaks, and eventually fades. Yet when we are caught in the middle of our pain, it's easy to believe that it will never end. Overthinking feeds on this belief, trapping us in the illusion that we are stuck. When we truly understand that everything is in motion, that nothing stays the same, the mind begins to soften. We stop clinging so tightly to the thought that life will always be this way. We start to breathe again, realizing that each moment is already shifting into the next. Even the feelings that seem unbearable today will fade, making space for something new. Impermanence isn't just about loss, it's also about hope. The same truth that says our struggles won't last also reminds us that brighter moments are always on the horizon. Just as the darkest night eventually gives way to sunrise, every period of difficulty carries within it the seed of change. Think of your thoughts and emotions as clouds drifting across a vast sky. Some are dark and heavy, others light and fleeting, but none of them stay forever. The sky, your awareness, remains open and spacious, no matter what clouds pass through. When you stop identifying with every thought or fear, you start to notice their temporary nature, and the weight begins to lift. By trusting in impermanence, we free ourselves from much of the anxiety that drives overthinking. We realize we don't need to control or fix everything right now. We can allow life to unfold, knowing that time itself will bring change. This trust creates space for peace and resilience, even in the middle of chaos. So as you move forward, hold this teaching close. Nothing is forever. Not your stress, not your doubts, not even the challenges you face today. Trust that each struggle will pass, just as every breath comes and goes. If these words bring you comfort, share this video so others can find peace too. Like and subscribe so we can continue walking this path of mindfulness together. Stay grounded, stay present, and remember, every moment, even the difficult ones, is only passing through.